delicious breakfast that my beautiful wife made for me. And it's gonna be a good day today. We've got a lot of things going on. One thing I'm gonna be working on is gonna be this knife here. This is a, what do they call this model? The Little Chubby? No, I made this one about 6 months ago, and I was always intending to make it a little narrower. So basically take off these scales, machine them down a bit. But I think I'm gonna change my mind. This is like a twill micarta. Very cool. And you see I've got a little weirdness there and there. So I'm gonna get some fine sandpaper and see if we can't fix that. But even with that thickness, I mean, I don't know. The overall width of this is 0.894, so almost an inch wide. That's a pretty wide blade, but for me, I mean, I've got size large hand. This feels really good in the hand, so I'm gonna leave it as it is. I just like that. I think it's great. Got to get a sheath made for this. I'm not sure if we're going to get that quite till today. I've got a few scales, knife scales I got to glue up. And then also, I'm hoping we can do a little work on the DR650. Fingers crossed. So I was actually sanding this to 2000 grit, and it wasn't turning out so well. So I put a buff on here. This is one of the stitched buff. It's not really loose, and zero compound on it at all. And I'll give you before. So you see how it's just not that clean, right? You got this kind of, it looks cloudy almost. But this being an epoxy, we should just be able to buff that up. That's crazy. I've never really tried buffing anything without a compound on there. This is actually working really slick. There we go. Quite happy with that. I think it looks good. Finished it right up. All right, so I was etching a couple of blades and I had a mistake. So you see, these are the initials of the gentleman. DK kind of came up with this design himself. And when I was etching this second one, the vinyl for that part disappeared. So that's the mistake. That's how it should be. I sent the gentleman pictures and let him know his thoughts. Hopefully he's okay with it. There's nothing I could do at this point. These knives here, these two knives, I don't know what it is about them, but they have been so challenging for me. You know those things where you're gonna be glad it's done, like to no fault of it, but somehow it seems it didn't want you to finish it. That's what these blades have been for me. Like every little step along the way, I've made some stupid mistake that's cost me time. This is the second time I've made these blades, both of them. They're two different knife steels. I've messed up both of them before. I'm ready to get these done. Get them into the hands of the gentleman that ordered them so he can use them, and oh, I'll be glad when this is done. Anyways, we're gonna leave this, see what he thinks about that. And got this thing all ready, so I'm gonna do a little leather sheath for this, and yeah, we'll get on to that. I got to run to the bank this afternoon, and also got to take some garbage in. And we'll see what else we get up to. Okay, so I got the little sheath made up. While that dries, I got to go into town to do a little banking. I'm going to take the garbage in. Also, I'm going to get some wood so we can put a little shelf right here, because this is starting to drive me nuts. Man, it has been so hot lately. Yesterday was 32 degrees, it got up to Celsius, and we just recently had air conditioning installed, and that is, oh my goodness, it's so good. And then we're looking at the forecast and it's like 36, 35, oh, it's gonna be hot. Even today, it's like 24 degrees and my truck's air conditioning doesn't work. I need to clean my windshield a little bit. Ugh. Garbage. Put on my mask to go into the bank. That's crazy. Anyways, I'm gonna go do a little banking. I'll be right back. Alright, I had to go back to the bank, but we are done. And now we're gonna head back and see if the glue's dried on our sheath and get to work. Alright, we are down in the messy leather working area of our basement. And this thing has had time to glue. Got some glue residue on there I need to clean off. I like to use this water-based glue, contact cement. Works really good. And the nice thing is that when you get little residue, you can usually just rub it off like this. And then before I dye this, I'll go ahead and wipe it down with rubbing alcohol. Make sure we get real clean, but just see it's gonna be a tight fit in the beginning. We're gonna have to do a little molding. So I gotta try and remember which way it actually goes in. I think it's supposed to go like this. Yeah, like that. Okay, that's good. Tight fit. Don't want to stretch that out before I stitch it. I keep a little area in the basement here for working on leather because there's no metal grindies. And metal grindies and leather does not work very well. I just gotta go out and trim this on the belt grinder and get these perfectly straight. Alright, so to tell you the truth, I'm not cranked on this. Oh, I put it in the wrong way. Oh no. So, I'll tell you something. This doesn't look square. You see how it comes in because this is so fat? So what I'm gonna try to do, and I've never done this, I'm gonna try and wet mold this. I'm gonna shrink wrap the knife, hopefully to keep water out. I'm not sure how well it'll work, but this is a stainless steel blade with micarta, so I'm not too worried. Everything's stainless steel fasteners. This shouldn't be a problem. I'm gonna soak this in water, and then I'm gonna put it in my Kydex press overnight. I've never ever tried this before, so I don't even know if this is the way you're supposed to do it. Who knows what's gonna happen. Can't hurt to try. Actually, thinking about it, I don't know if I want to leave it all night long. I'm going to check it in a couple hours, but I want to say thank you so much for watching, and we'll see how this works out tomorrow.